Okay, welcome to a video by AntiquesArena. My name's Walter O'Neill, and I got a vlog and a half for you today. Got some ups, some downs, and some interesting content. Um, yeah, you ain't gonna want to miss it. Stick around. But in the meantime, I'm a UK reseller. I buy and sell antiques, collectibles, and sell them all online on the website antiquesarena.com. You won't find me on eBay. Check out the website. So, as I said, I got good news, I got bad news. I'm gonna keep the bad news for the end, and I've got some general vlogging to do. I've been to the museum and I got some lovely things to show you. So we're gonna start off with the good news. I was contacted this week by a lady, I believe this is how you pronounce it. Bear with. Taithwen. Okay, so assuming I'm getting the name right, I was contacted by a lady called Taithwen, and she runs a group in Aberdeen in Greenfield Hub, in the Methodist Church on a Tuesday afternoon, where they generally meet. And I asked them the type of group, and it's generally the older generation. Anyway, they watch my vlogs, so I wanted to give a massive shout out to everybody there and say thank you very much. And to say that I have been invited to attend on the 20th of February to come and give a little presentation on antiques, answer some questions, take some photographs, and to hopefully help a few of you with identify a couple of your objects. Good luck with that one. So thank you very, very, very much for all of you there who watch me and for asking Taithwen to get in touch with me to visit. And I'm looking forward to the visit, and yeah, it's gonna be a bit of fun, something to look forward to. So moving on to the vlog part. I've been to the museum, that's one part. I've been to the National Museum of Wales, and I've been out with my camera, and I photographed almost every piece of Chinese porcelain they had, almost every piece of Chinese jade they had, almost all the studio pottery they had, almost all the crystals they had. They got a room full of crystal, and I'm making videos to give you a look at what they got there. For those of you who live overseas, live in America, Australia, New Zealand, wherever you live, if you can't get to the Cardiff Museum, then you get to see their product now through me. And as my way of saying thank you to them, I've made a link there. Anybody who watches the films, donate directly to the museum if you want to donate. Now, I've only made the Chinese film so far. So if anybody wants to go and see the Chinese video from the museum, I'll put the link in the description. But I'm going to give you a little teaser of one or two pieces that I saw at the museum. If you're wondering why I've done a quick change, I keep freezing on the videos, so I'm doing a retake of the second half of the video, hence the different background. I'm now in the entrance hall next to the BT hub because it is useless and doesn't pick a signal up. So let me give you a little teaser of what's to come in the videos. I'm going to give you a little example of some of the bits in the Chinese video first. Okay, the first piece I'm going to share with you, is a full collection. I didn't photograph every single piece in this collection, but I got the main ones and the really good ones. Now, what you're looking at here is a cabinet full of 18th century armorial ware Chinese porcelain. Now, this is all export porcelain of the Qinglong period, second half of the 18th century, and there is some absolutely stunning armorials. A beautiful plate there, a tureen. Now, I've done really good close-ups of all these. This one down here is really weird. It's an armorial with a head on top of a crest. It's quite weird. Uh, you got the dog there over the shield. Now, I've done really good photographs of all these, put them in to the Chinese video. But yeah, really nice armorial selection there. This vase is nothing short of outstanding. This vase is 420, 400, give or take 420-year-old, and it's one of a pair they have. They are obviously the Ming dynasty, Wanli period. Beautifully hand painted with horses. Now, if you want to see the funniest horse you've ever seen drawn, then you've got to check that video out and have a look at the horse on the other side. Now, And you wonder why the horses look so crazy, and I tell you exactly why in just a moment. Picture this. You're a very wealthy family in the 18th century, and you go, I want to fit in with the Joneses. So you go to a shipping company, you place an order for some Chinese porcelain, or you go to a retailer's, place an order with them, they'll go to a shipping company. Then the ship would then sail all the way over to China. They wouldn't just pick a phone up like you do now. They'd park in Canton Harbour, or park. They'd anchor in Canton Harbour, because foreigners weren't allowed into mainland China. They were only allowed into the harbour and things for dealing with export and trade. Only a small handful then were allowed into the harbour, the rest would have to stay on the ship. They'd give the orders over. These orders were made after the order was received. So you'd give the order over, then they'd go off and they'd make the items and paint them to your specifications. So, for example, you could tell them, right, I want a horse, I want a chicken, I don't know, I want a bunny rabbit. The Chinese people in Jingdezhen and the little villages and so on who were painting these Chinese pieces, half the time they'd never even seen some of these animals that they were being asked to paint. So they were only going off a description of these animals. That is why they're a representation of the animal, not an exact likeness. So a lot of the time on Chinese porcelain, you'll see animals that don't actually look much like the actual real thing. A year, maybe 2 years might pass, depending on the size of the order. They then fill it up in the hull of the ship. And believe it or not, Chinese porcelain was used as ballast, as the weight to keep the ship level. The real money was in silks and teas and things like that. The porcelain was the ballast. They had the space in the ship. Why not use it for the ceramics? After a year, 2 years of all these porcelains being made, the ship would then take the treacherous voyage back. Now, a lot of ships didn't make it back. If you take a look, one example was the Texing cargo. A ship that went down in 1822. I've recently been selling some pieces from recovered from that shipwreck. So a ship would sail home. If it made it, then the pieces would go to their families. If not, companies would go under because a ship sank. One ship would sink and it would put an entire company out of business. Um, but yeah, that's why a lot of the time the animals don't represent what a real animal looks like anyway. Long way around of giving you a bit of history there. This one is nothing short of fabulous. It is Kangxi, so it's 300 to 340-year-old, hand painted of the top quality. I love the deer in the front. I love everything. I love the color palette. This deer is fabulous. The figures are good. I will share a link to a book review I done on dating Chinese porcelain by the figures and their adornments and the head and hair and things like that. This is superb, beautiful Kangxi vase of the highest quality. That's in the video. There are jades. I photographed Chinese jades. Just to give you an example, this is a massive charger. I've got the back of it to show you now, but I'll show you the front in the real video. But pure jade, it's got a crack in there. So you've got a beautiful carved white jade down. Now try and understand, right, how hard jade is to carve. It's one of the hardest stones, and the Chinese done it absolutely beautifully. Okay, I've got loads and loads of jade to show you. I photographed it all, and you got one big lump like that, like a big, massive boulder of jade that they've beautifully carved a village into. It's really nice. That's going to be in the film. So that's the jade section. Give you an idea of the crystals. Oh man, some beautiful crystals too. Now, the first thing you think when you look at this has to be, I'm in this scene of Superman. Look at that. Does that not look like one of the when he goes in with the crystals in the original? I think it's the original Superman. But yeah, it's an entire room full of crystals. Every crystal there is, I think, is all on display, including a good handful of diamonds. Look at that for a big geode. Amethyst geode. It's absolutely spectacular. Then, oh, Here's another piece of the Chinese porcelain. Look at that. Forgot to share that one with you. Look at this. This is that big. Look at that. You're talking 4 foot tall. Hand painted, hand thrown in 3 or 4 different sections. All the information's on the video about that. Beautiful piece of Chinese porcelain there. Then we look at studio pottery. How about I throw a name like Picasso out? Now, you think of the name Picasso, you automatically think £1 million paintings. How about some 1950s Picasso ceramics? And it's out there on the boot shelves. Now, forget the top one because that's not part of it, but the bottom 3 here are all Pablo Picasso. And I'm going to show you close-ups of them. This one bottom vase is absolutely beautiful. There you go. A nice piece of Pablo Picasso ceramics. Ties in with his paintings, I suppose. Or, if you're not a fan of Pablo Picasso, how about Hans Cooper? And here we have the original Hans Cooper spade vase. Beautiful thing. And I can tell you a funny story about that. Back, probably in the early to mid-90s. That's how long ago it was. We were selling, my mother, my father, and myself were at a car boot sale in a school in Oakdale, South Wales. My mother and I were walking around and we went back to the car and a dealer came running over. Look at this. Why didn't you buy this? It was only £1. She said, what is it? And he said, it's a Hans Cooper spade vase and all this. And I didn't know. To this day now, she still regrets that. So that's the visit to the museum. As I say, got the Chinese video already done, got the crystal video to do, the jade video to do, the studio pottery video to do. Check them out when they come out. They're going to be fabulous. I've also had work done to the YouTube channels, the website, everything. This is my new banner across the top here, done for me by my son. I am so grateful for the help he's given me. Beautiful, beautiful modern look. Now we're rebranding. There's lots of changes going on this year in AntiquesArena. So there's a new banner. There's a new professional photograph. There's a new welcome video. I'm not going to play a few now, but if you want to see the welcome video, go to my YouTube and click on my YouTube trailer. It took him 5.5 hours to make a 2.5 minute video. That's how much editing and splicing he had to do to make a 2.5 minute video look fabulous. I could never have done it. I really couldn't. So I've got 1,000 videos on my website, on my YouTube. He is systematically going to start at the back, at the beginning, when I started YouTube, and work his way forward. New thumbnails, new descriptions, new tags, new titles. In some cases, the video is going to be taken down, edited, and put back up as a new video because justice wasn't done to them. I'm a dinosaur. If it's a 200-year-old drinking glass, I know what it is. If it's a modern bit of computer technology, I am absolutely useless. Yeah, so I think it was the vlog, all the vlog inside is done. So it was the visit to Aberdeen in February, the visit to the museum, the changes to the YouTube channel and to the website. The only other thing left is the bad news. And I don't really know how to put this. There'll be, up until certainly next April, there'll be no more haul videos. I'm not buying any more items, period. I'm going to be selling what I've got and cleaning up. I went to the doctor this week and I've had a growth or mass on my right leg for about 12 to 18 months. I have been to the doctors multiple times and been fobbed off with creams and different excuses. Anyway, I went there again this Wednesday because I now have a lump on my left leg. And the doctor looked at the growth under a microscope and has now sent an emergency referral for suspicion of cancer, skin cancer. I don't know if it's confirmed. Well, it ain't confirmed yet. I don't know what cancer it is. If it is cancer, all I know is that I'm cleaning house just in case. I think it's only natural. You get all the feelings and different thoughts running through your head. And of course, I've been Googling. I've Googled absolutely everything about all the different types of cancer and all the survival rates and all the treatments. And there's three different types. You got BCC, which is like a basal cell, selenoma or something like that, which is a skin cancer that doesn't spread, is non-invasive, and it's not life-threatening. Hopefully, I got that one. There's another one, scleroma or something like that, which is sort of mid-range, which can spread, but they can treat it because it's the second most common. And then you got melanoma, which if you get that, you're in trouble. Well, I've had this for quite a while, and it's a good size growth. So I'm still going to be making videos, but I'm going to be concentrating on cleaning up the mess I've got, and selling the stuff out of my garage, selling the stuff out of my outbuildings. I'm not even going to buy, I don't care what it is presented to me, I'm not buying it. I'm not being funny, but every object I buy is potentially something that somebody else in the family may have to sell on. So there'll be no more buying, certainly for this season. This season's almost over anyway. So this boot sale season is finished. I'll make more how-to videos, I'll make more selling videos and so forth. But there'll be no more haul videos. I will give you updates. I have actually got another channel that I was doing when I was dieting, but I deleted the diet videos. I've done a vlog on talking how I felt before I went to the doctors, showing me the growth and all the rest of it. If it turns out to be cancer, I'm going to go onto the alternate channel and I'm going to vlog everything. The news, the treatment, if I have to go in for radio or chemo, it'll all be vlogged. That way, if anybody else then has it, they know what to expect. So at the moment, we're being optimistic, as you can be. Planning for the worst, but hoping for the best, I think is the best term I can put. So yeah, other than that, the videos, I'm going to keep doing the videos. I do the videos because I absolutely, this is my community, this is my friends, my associations, everybody's on here. As you know, I don't go out drinking, I don't go out partying. This is what I do. So I'm going to keep doing this if I can, or while I can, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully it's going to be just a scare. It's unlikely, but hopefully it'll be a mild one. So fingers crossed. But I will keep you informed on whatever happens. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you soon.